It's important at this moment that Europe does raise its eyes and look at what's happening in other regions. And what you're seeing is in those countries and those regions with probably stronger economic growth, real attention is being given to social inclusion, social justice issues, social protection issues. And you can find really concrete examples of how we can actually attack this challenge of combining economic competitiveness with social fairness, with social justice.
We can only make progress if we face the reality as it is, and we don't try to hide or airbrush the important facts of the economic and financial and the social reality we are facing.
We want more competitiveness, we need more competitiveness, but we also want equity. And the question is, can you reconcile that? Can the one help the other objective? I think what we learned during the sessions is that yes, there is scope for reconciliation. If you have intelligent employment and social policy, they might also contribute to competitiveness. But issues are complex and there is no one-size-fits-all solution. We need fiscal consolidation. We cannot live with sovereign debts that are unsustainable. On the other hand, we know that we need to invest in childcare, in education. We need to invest in our human capital.
We need to bring the economic, finance side much more together with the social and employment side. There's too often still a situation where we are sitting almost in a fishbowl setting, and we all agree that social and employment issues are very, very important, that social inclusion, social cohesion are very important subjects, but we often fail to connect this to the larger economics debate. And I was very pleased to see that here at the forum this was brought up by several of the participants in a very strong fashion to say that we need both of these sides, because otherwise we cannot solve labour market problems by only looking at the labour market.
When I set up the choices for the Latin American middle class in terms of reforming our social contract towards one that's more inclusive and where there's more redistribution or solidarity, as you say here, I am often actually thinking in terms of choosing a more European path as opposed to some other paths in developed countries where the middle class is detached from the poor and is not interested in what happens there. So in that sense, Europe serves as an example for us.
Active labour market policies, if they are well designed, they are very helpful to employment, and therefore they should facilitate the recovery in the end.
It's important that we look everywhere for inspiration. We heard some very interesting stories about Latin America and how things are done there. Europe needs to take account of best practice from around the world.
They are good, sensible European initiatives, but one should not assume that the European Union level has a monopoly for wisdom, because we know there have been some better regulations too and some initiatives, so nothing can substitute for a very careful thinking analysis at every level, including, of course, the national level.
This is a crucial time to discuss these issues in their totality, from the monetary union to the welfare states.
The variety of perspectives from which people are coming to the debate, particularly not only on the podium, but also the participants in the breakout session that we just had. I think it highlights the challenge on the one hand, because people do come from very different places, not just geographically, but intellectually and ideologically as well. But they do, seem to say what they think, and I think the debate is certainly a first step towards hopefully finding solutions for these problems.
Often in those meetings you have these kind of well-prepared statements, very polished, very cautious, without any real debate. And I think today we did have some real debate, and that is always very useful.
It's been very enjoyable watching some intense debate behind the closed doors of the forum, and I think this format is really effective. And it goes without saying that the conversations within this room have been continued and deepened in the breaks and over lunch, and I found those some of the most useful encounters in the past few months.
The only debate worth having is an open debate in which points of views clash because and interests are revealed, because only then you can reach some compromise solutions.
It brought together people from academia, from politics, from the social partners, from European institutions, and the discussion was extremely fruitful and open, so I would encourage the Foundation to continue on this concept.
What I like about it is that so much European debate and conversation happens at government or parliament level, and what was lovely here was the sense that the real life of Europe entered in, because we had an awful lot more of social partners, people from different organisations, and they very often threw cold water on some of the consensus that we all hold dear, and they injected a very important note of reality from time to time. So I really liked that. I had the real feeling that the business and the workplaces of Europe were actually present at this conference.
We are now at a stage where people are ready and in the conditions that are created by the event here in Dublin to really try to step out of established mind frames in a pragmatic way, in an honest way, and try to move forward. I think we've been mired in a very difficult crisis for a long time, and people are determined to move forward, and I very much hope that's the case.
To see very different realities and how they could combine the two elements that we are debating, that it is growth and solidarity, that was very interesting for the debate. If I have to take the opinion that I have received, the feedback have been very positive, and a lot of members of the governing board have been very positive in the perception of the value of the debate.
The Foundation's mission and its capacity to provide a toolkit for the European institutions, the Member States and civil society is crucial. It ensures that the key actors in European social policy are equipped to make more informed decisions about managing the processes of change. That mission could not be more relevant than now. The Foundation's strength is its capacity to provide timely, quality and relevant information to the EU institutions, and especially the European Commission, as well as to national governments and the social partners at EU and national level. I want to express my appreciation to Commissioner Laszlo Andor, who has supported using the Eurofound's conference centre facilities in Loughlinstown for a series of events taking place during the course of the presidency. Eurofound will also contribute to several EU presidency conferences in areas related to the social policy debate. I hope that this kind of collaboration, building upon the core areas of the Foundation's expertise in the development of social and work-related policies, can provide a model for subsequent presidencies. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to be with you this evening.